What's going on, dudes and dudettes? So today, we're still outdoors as per usual, but we're doing something a little bit different. Me and Frankfurt, my dad, were hanging out, and we decided that, might be interesting to give y'all an idea of between different brands of freeze-dried meals, because they're not really cheap. And so, get an idea before you buy them. A lot of times you use freeze-dried meals when you're hunting, hiking, camping, whatever. Want to bring some little snacks with you, want something to munch on if you're going to be out there for a day or two. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cook these as per the instructions, and then we'll give you our opinion on them. Stay tuned. Alright, so we've let them steep for the proper amount of time and all that. But just based off of initial appearances, like Mountain House, the packaging looks as if you found it at the back of a Five and Dime store. The Wise company looks almost as if it's designed by like some sort of millennial or somebody with graphics art design or something. Like, it looks very visually pleasing. The Backpacker's Pantry looks pretty neat in my opinion. I don't know that I've had any of these, at least not in the Chili Mac. I have had some of the Mountain House meals in general that I use whenever I go hunting or whatever, and I throw them in my car and I have them in there just in case I get stuck on the side of the road and I'm somewhere remote and need something to eat. I've got a couple of these in store for that, just because I found a good deal on them one day. But we're about to open these up, put some in our bowls and whatnot, try them, and we're gonna give you our honest opinions about them. And if there's anything, whether or not we think that it should be cooked for a longer amount of time, or a little bit more water, or maybe a little less water or something, we'll give you our opinions. So, serve this up. Alright, so based off of the appearance of the actual food and not just the bags, I'm not expecting much from Backpacker's Pantry. It almost looks like Dollar Tree dog food. It does not look very appetizing. Between Mountain House and Wise House, is it? Yeah, or Wise Company, whatever. Wise Company looks pretty good. It looks to be like it contains less unabsorbed liquids. The Mountain House seems like it has a little bit less, or a little bit more unabsorbed liquids, but I mean, it could just be designed to be that way and a little bit more soup.
Mountain House looks more like a stew, or like a it's a little thicker soup, or soup-like texture. This one over here looks more like it's had chili, so this is the Wise. Looks like there's more like a chili with it, and the noodles. I see more noodles over there, but to me, personally, I'm thinking that one looks a little more appetizing to me.
Yeah, this one does have beans in it. So these two have beans, this one does not. So if you're somebody who is anti-bean in your chili, I guess go with the Dollar Tree dog food.
But it doesn't look like chili.
No. Looks like someone cubed up a can of Spam.
So which one do you think is going to taste best, just off of the
off
look
of
things?
Appearance?
And rumors that you might have heard of the companies or anything like that?
So I've heard a lot of bad stuff about Backpacker's Pantry, and it looks to be living up to that. Also, there was a lot of excess water in the Backpacker Pantry, although the Backpacker Pantry did call for the most amount of water. But I don't know, the Mountain House is looking pretty damn good. But the Wise is looking really good too. So, I mean, I guess there's only one way to know, and that's just try it and go for it.
And I've experienced these three companies, and actually most of the time I like the Backpackers Pantry the best.
Really?
But sometimes they can be a little too salty for me. So it depends on flavors. The Mountain House I generally like, and the Wise is the one I like the least. And at this time it actually looks more appetizing than this one. And it's really a toss-up between these two on which one is more appetizing. I think that one looks a little more appetizing to me, but this one actually does too. So look-wise at these and my past experiences, I'm thinking this is going to be rated number 1, but I don't know who's going to fall into number 2.
Yeah, this is gonna be completely new to me, so I guess let's grab a
bowl
ramekin and get to it. Okay, it's good.
You can definitely do this one. The noodles are still a little, I'm not sure if it's the noodle or the bean that's still a little dry.
It's the bean to me. I'm feeling the bean is almost pasty when you're biting it. Like it didn't really reconstitute very well. Because when I separate just a noodle, I feel the noodle actually rehydrated really well. Well, no. Let me sort out a bean.
No, it's noodle.
Yeah, it's
Some
the
of the
noodle.
noodles are all the way done. That one probably could use just a little bit more water.
Yeah, because
But-
I'm getting some that are done, and yep. I mean,
But ultimately,
yeah,
I-
the taste
I'd
and
be fine
everything.
with it.
Yeah, like if you're stranded in the middle of the damn woods, you're not gonna be complaining about this thing. That's for sure.
Well, if you're talking about stranded or just backpacking and you're going to bed, I wouldn't be negative on it. It wouldn't be I wouldn't do that.
No, not at all. It's pretty good. Well, just move on to the next one.
Next one?
Yep. Backpackers.
Had to get another
Pantry.
bite.
Yeah, it's pretty good. By the way, none of this will be going to waste. This will all be murked here in just a few
Oh, yeah.
moments out off camera.
And if we don't eat it, we'll find some poor dog if it's that bad.
Yeah. All right, let's do the Dollar Tree lo mein.
Kind of a one note, but not bad.
Yeah, it's nowhere near as bad as you would think. The meat actually has meat texture.
Yes.
It doesn't have, you know, some sort of weird, mushy, like some freeze-dried meals when you have like things like eggs or meats in them, or even rice, they don't necessarily always reconstitute well. And so they'll have like a really, really weird texture. But this one, the noodles feel just perfectly fine.
Noodles are done all the way.
The meat is good. I mean, it's very monotone on the flavor.
I don't remember picking up any meat in this. You got the beans, you got the chili flavor, you got the noodles.
You can see that there's some sort of meat in there, but I don't really taste it.
It says cooked beef is in there, but
Yeah, it's like ground, but it's really fine and like. I mean, it has a ground beef texture,
but
but
this one you can identify what is noodle, what is meat. Actually, kind of has a hearty. It is saltier,
yes, it does have definitely more salt.
and that's what I was saying. I find that sometimes that they can be a little too salty sometimes, and this one is on the edge of being too salty.
Yeah, and like for comparison, on just the Mountain House, sodium is 650 milligrams versus the Backpackers Pantry sodium is 1,330 milligrams per serving.
Yeah, but serving size over here is almost
75 grams
versus
and
54 grams.
yeah. I mean,
Salt definitely does stand
Yeah.
out. It's not too salty, but it is on the verge.
definitely after a long day of backpacking, it'll help you with your electrolytes.
And now, so far between these two, if I had a choice of which one I was going to bring with me, it beat this one so far.
Yeah.
All right.
Although this really isn't bad.
No.
Not at all. It just looks unappetizing. All right, so what's up, Wise? What you got?
Let's see what Wise has.
It's definitely thicker. Way thicker.
I think I can make a mold with it. It's almost like it's almost like chili mac and barbecue mixed.
Yeah, that is weird. That is very weird.
It's a sweetness to it, and yet, yeah. I don't know.
Okay, so what I can say about Wise is that maybe the flavors are a little weird, but like I can see onion in here, like actual reconstituted onion.
Yeah, but
I can see like other vegetables in it. So I mean, I guess that is one thing to say to them, and they're.
we're gonna have to pause this real quick. We got something going on over here to the side. We need to go check out.
Yeah. Oh, I just hit a bean. It didn't reconstitute.
Nope.
All right, so obviously we're in different clothes.
I'm glad you're not in mine.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. So what ended up happening is that I went back to look at the outro and edit the video, and it was awfully windy. You couldn't really hear what we were saying. So we're gonna go ahead and reshoot that outro. This has now been a good little while since we shot it, but we rewatched that outro, so that way we still remember, you know, the notes and stuff that we had, and it jogged some horrifying memories of Wise Company. But yeah, so I mean, basically off of 3 different categories, you've got reconstitution, taste, and then you got price. When you're talking price, I mean, the Backpackers Pantry and the Mountain House, they pretty much run neck and neck. You'll find about maybe $1 difference is what I've seen, depending on, you know, the price at the time, and sometimes they have sales on them or whatever. But Backpackers Pantry and Mountain House run pretty close. Wise is super cheap, and it can stay super cheap. It can go somewhere else too. We found Wise for, what was it, like $6? $7.
$6.67 a pack is what it comes out to be.
Yeah, so I mean, it is considerably cheaper. Well, not really considerably. It's $2 or $3 cheaper, but it's
Flavor, reconstitution, everything way down the list.
yeah, big time, big time.
He was a big fan of all the chunks at the end. That was the demise. We put in the water that it suggested. Everything was made to the instructions. The Wise County didn't. I mean, by the time we got to the end of it, had powder in it. The Mountain House was a little liquidy. Probably used a little less water, and it probably would improve the flavor of it a little bit too. And then
That was the Backpackers Pantry.
or the Backpackers Pantry, and then the Mountain House. That one was our top pick out of everything. I think it's about $9-10 for a pack, but ultimately, if I was going to be eating one and I had the choice of the 3, it would be ranked as Mountain House, Backpackers, and Wise. I might give it to my dog if it wanted it.
But that would be a big if. Big if.
I'd have to be hungry.
Yeah, yeah. So with reconstitution, I think Backpackers Pantry, it reconstituted the best. It did not look appetizing at all, at all. When I saw it, I was like, what is this? There's no way this is going to be good. This looks as if you just bought a bunch of expired stuff from the clearance aisle of a Dollar General, and yeah, it did not look appetizing. However, flavor-wise, it was actually pretty good. A little salty, but really wasn't bad.
Backpackers was awfully salty.
Yeah.
which was odd in my experience. Backpacker generally will beat a lot of the things that I've had will beat Mountain House. Both of them I generally don't have an issue with. There's certain ones I like better one versus the other. In this case, it was definitely Mountain House, but I kind of expected the Backpackers was going to be the shining star. He was expecting Wise once he saw it cooked to be the shining star, and we were both rather impressed that Mountain House was the shining star.
Yep. Little side note on those Wise. Whenever I was tasting it, or whenever I was looking at it, I was like, this is cool because you can see the vegetables and stuff, and it looks like it's going to be awesome. But the tape, the tape, the onions ended up being like tape. It was rough. But all in all, I would have to agree with you that I would do Mountain House, Backpacker's Pantry, and I'll eat dandelions instead of Wise. So, yeah.
If there's anything that you would like to see us, a particular brand, don't hesitate. Let us know. We'll be glad to do some of these if you like this content. We'll be give you our opinion of everything, as well as show what it looks like in the cooking. If y'all would like to know what the instructions are or go over information on that, don't hesitate to let us know. We left that out intentionally, trying to keep it as short as we could. But those are things that we could add. We just didn't know what people would be interested in. And other than that, I say get out there, give some things a try. I mean, that's all you can really do, and find out what your tastes like, and give that a shot.
Yeah. Now, guys, like you said, comment down below. Give it a like if you think that we earned it. Subscribe. Y'all get out there and make some memories for yourselves.